Welcome to Epic Financial Solutions. Udisani Matozi once again, bringing you another episode as part of our series, Invest Wise series. And a couple of weeks ago, I did a video where I showcased a session on investing in shares, in listed shares. And I showed you my portfolio, which is on the Standard Bank Auto Share account. And I invested in PPC, and I made 200% return in terms of a share price increase. And that was good. Now, once again, there's another opportunity that is coming up for you to be able to make good returns on companies that are reputable and they perform very well. I'm talking about the Covid-19 wave that has just hit South Africa. And we are not sure whether there will be more strict lockdown measures implemented by the president or how this would end up. But generally, this is the time where I start to prepare myself to buy some shares. Because if it happens that the president impose level 3, level 4, level 5, certain industries are going to suffer. And that temporary suffering creates a space for people like me who want to invest in shares. But most of these shares, you would have made a return if you bought them 30, 40 years ago. I mean, you talk about the likes of your Vodacom, MTNs, and your Coca-Cola. If you had invested in 1999, I mean, you're gonna be reaping, 10, 15 times what you invested. But now, how do I make sure that I gain now? So, 4 things you need to do right now is that you need to open an investment account, a share investment account, where you'll be able to access listed shares from that platform. I've already covered that all the banks have it. Just speak to your banker or reach out to me, then I can see where I can help you. So that's the first thing. The second thing, transfer money into that account. So you're going to decide how much am I going to put into this portfolio. So how much am I willing to spend when the opportunity arises? So you decide on an amount and you transfer it into that share account and have it ready. The third thing you need to do, you need to pick 5 stocks from highly reputable companies and preferably within different sectors. And then you're going to start watching them from today. And what you're going to do, you're going to Google Finance, you're going to type the name of the company, it's going to tell you the Google code for it, and then you're going to watch what is happening to the share price as in today. And then from there, I want you to watch it as we progressively enter the 4th wave. So Gauteng right now as we speak, they are on the 4th wave. The Western Cape numbers are rising. So as things are rising like that, you need to watch that share. And then immediately when the president is ready to make an announcement, watch that share again and you will see what is happening. And also watch it in comparison to the JSE All Share Index. And then when that starts going down, then you start to prepare. And then from there, the last step is to identify a company that is well run, well managed, has good returns, and is trading at its lowest, either due to lockdown. So maybe if there's restriction on movement, your logistic companies, your Green Road, your Ballo World, and all those guys, they won't be able to make as much money as they normally make. But it's temporary. So there's an opportunity to go into those industries and go see how you can get in and make some money there. And then just put that money in there. But lastly, you need to pay attention to the following. Make sure that you check the year end of the company. So preferably, it should not be in December with a share option or a dividend coming up, because those things, they affect the share price adversely. So it might drop, and you might think that it's part of this COVID thing that is coming. It's an opportunity, let me invest. But it will probably be dropping or increasing simply because of what is going to happen within the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks after the year end. So also look at those things happening. Look at mergers and acquisition. Are they merging with another company? Are they restructuring overseas? Are they closing down subsidiaries? Likes of Shoprite did that not so long ago in North Africa, where they closed some of the subsidiaries, and all those things have an impact on the company. So although it sounds like you're reading it at face value, also look for those things, and don't be too technical about them. Just be aware of what's happening. What is any other thing that could have been affecting the price other than the COVID lockdown? So let's all go try do that. Share on the comments if that works for you. If you need even more pointers on other things to consider when making a decision like this. The second part of our talk today, it has to do with the biggest investment of your life. Most of the time, the biggest human capital that you have would be yourself as an employed individual. It will be different for business owners, those who own businesses and they have employees running it. But if you run a business and you are the main person, the key individual running that business, you are more or less the same as somebody who is gainfully employed to make a living. And most of the time when we think about that, the biggest investments we do, it would be, number one, it will be on your education. So you will upskill as much as possible to make sure that you attract the highest return in a form of a salary or in terms of clients if you run your own business. And then the second investment that we're doing, we will save and invest money for the future to gain certainty and to make sure that we have security. Those two are one of the most fundamental investments that you do. And then if you have kids, if you have family and siblings, then you take them to school. That's another big investment that you do. But all those things, they rely solely on one investment that is not really taken serious by some people. Some people have taken it well enough and they're doing it. And this kind of investment that I'm talking about is investing in your health. Most of us as professionals, we actually think of the ability. So as an accountant, my ability to put on a suit, have a nice car that appeals to the clients and people that are in the sector which I would like to attract, get a good education, get a good job at a good company, that sort of like makes me financially secure. But although it seems like that, even I as an accountant, the biggest investment should be the investment in health. Because if I am not well physically, I get into a different sphere of life where my high-paying job, the best boss in the world, and the most caring company will start to ask me, will you be able to make it from work? Do you have enough leave days? Can you commit to us that we will get the return for the money that we are putting on you? And that is simply because if you're not fine physically, you will not be able to attract and command the same amount of remuneration and return as you did when you were healthy. So that is why in today's episode, I deal with what is it that I need in order to make sure that my education, to make sure that my nice car that attracts clients, make sure that everything I've built in my career remains beneficial and it gives me what I want. And it is this look that contributes to the investment in my physical well-being. It is taking up sports and things like this that in a way becomes the backbone of your capacity to earn an income and to earn a living. And by this, my invitation to you is you need to separate your finances in a way that at least a sizable amount goes as an investment into your health. It might be getting into swimming. You know, you can get into tennis. There's a lot of tennis clubs. You can start cycling. You can start running. Whatever you do to be physically active and make sure that you're fit, you're feeding a body which is a base of which all your academic qualifications, all your top 40 company, all the work that you've done, the experience you've gained, and all the upskilling that you've done, all those things will only be able to benefit you if you are well physically. A healthy individual with a very the list of education and qualifications in the world is better than a sick individual with a PhD and all the accolades in the world, because your ability to earn an income from gainful employment rests solely on your ability to show up at those meetings, be at the construction site, go to the office, be drafting those plans, be doing all those things. So with this short message, I would just like to say to you, separate money from your budget at the beginning of the year that you're solely going to spend on physical activities that builds and form part of your health, and not neglecting your diet. Put those things together, then study further, then invest in shares, invest in unit trusts, upskill yourself in career-wise. Join networks and groups that expose you to the people who are higher within the profession that you are in, and that will pay off. This is Surisani Matodzi. Epic Financial Solution brings you this episode, part of Invest Wisely, saying invest in your health.